Hello everyone and welcome to another Fantasy Grounds Unity tutorial, and in this video I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about the dice in the Fantasy Grounds Unity program. So as you can see, they are located in the lower left hand corner, and this is the D&D 5e rule set. So obviously there's everything from a 4 all the way up to a 20-sided die. Now if you're using other rule sets, maybe you're using the Fate rule set, then there would also be special dice like the positive and negative dice. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about these dice. Now, whenever you do roll a die, you need to make sure that you roll it into the chat box, because if you don't, you're going to notice that nothing registers in the chat box. So if you roll a 20, your players will not be able to see that 20. So you want to always make sure you pick up that die. You'll see that the chat box also has a highlight ring, and drop it. And there you go. I rolled a 12. Not a bad roll. So now we've got that covered. The next thing you can do with your die is you can right click them. And when you right click on these dice, you'll notice that a radial menu comes up, and there are all kinds of dice from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 10, 15, 20. So what this means is if you want to roll 3 20-sided die, just click on the 3x. You'll see 3 dice pop up in your pool, and just drop them, and then you'll see that there are 3 d20. Now, if you want to get crazy and roll 20, you can do that also. And look at all those dice. So maybe the DM will say, hey, just roll 20 20s or something like that. That would be pretty crazy as a dice roll. So this works the same way for every one of the die. So you'll see that on the 12-sided, the 10-sided, the 6-sided, the 8-sided, the 4-sided, etc. Now, there are a couple of special roles as well. Now, there's a lot of percentile roles that you may do, whether you're playing D&D or maybe another rule set. So if you hear the DM say, hey, give me a percentage roll, you don't need to pick up the 10-sided and roll it twice. You don't need to do that. Just right-click on the 10-sided and hit the percent symbol, and you can see as you hover over it, it says D100. Just select that. Throw it into the chat box, and there you go. That is a 5. That is a horrible roll, but maybe on a loot table that would generate something good for a low roll, but who knows. Also, there are some special rolls on the D6, so if you right click on that, you'll see this custom dice symbol. Sometimes you may need to do a D2 roll or maybe a D3 roll, so you can do that. Just right click, another radial menu will pop up. So if you need to do the D2, it'll be 1 to 3 will be a 1, 4, 5, 6 will be a 2, and there you go. Fantasy Grounds takes care of that for you, so it was a 1. So that's pretty much everything with the right click feature with the dice. Now you can also hold down your left click button and pick one of these dice up and just keep holding it down, and you can right click and you can just continue to add more and more dice to your pool. And you can do this up to 68 times. You can right click 68 times. So look at that massive pie worth of dice. And then you just drop it down and it will tell you all of the different rolls. So look at that, 63 D20. I'm sorry about that. 63 dice you can put in there. Now also, I also want to recommend using your macro bar down at the bottom. And this is F1 all the way to F12. Now, if you want to build a dice pool, you can do that and just drag and drop dice down into the macro bar. And I'm just going to put one of each of these dice in there. So you can see I have a D4 all the way up to D20. So all you want to do is just click on that button, or you can also hit F1. And there you go. That's how you roll in a dice pool from your macro bar. And then finally, you can also change the color of your dice in case you didn't know. So up in the upper right hand corner, there is a color palette, and you can hover over all of the buttons and it says colors. Right click that, and you can do two things. You can change the color of the dice, which a little color picker comes up in the spectrum, and you can do that and look at your dice change color. So I kind of like that. I like that dark purple. So now you'll notice that the numbers are a little bit harder to see. So all you have to do is click on the T, and it will change those numbers from black to white. So you can also use the color picking tool here and change the color of your dice. So there you go, everyone. That is everything you need to know about the dice in Fantasy Grounds Unity. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you see, please do me a huge favor. Give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that notification bell on the right-hand side. So until next video, happy gaming.